This is an overview of all of the neighborhoods in the Prescott area. Prescott is not always what you think it is. I once had a client email me because they'd found a new listing that they wanted to go see. I had never heard of the street before. We drove down a dirt road and turned around a corner and pulled up in front of a beautiful home. I had no idea that this area had even existed. We made an offer, and they are now proud owners of their dream home. And I'm going to show you how to find areas that might hold your dream home too. We're going to use the map on Realtor.com to display estimated prices, so you can see the areas with the higher and the lower prices. Go to Realtor.com and search for Prescott. Select the map view. At the top, you'll see an option for layers. Find Estimate and click on that. A bunch of hexagons filled with colors will show up. Purple is for the most expensive properties, and it fades down through green to yellow for the more affordable properties. You can move the map around and zoom in to see specific areas in more detail. This is the overall map. You can see Prescott down here, North Prescott. Williamson Valley is over there. Here's the airport. There's the ranch. Next to it's Yavapai Hills, and then Prescott Valley over here. Dewey Humboldt's way over here on the side. The mountains are to the west and to the south, and it's flat out to the north and to the east. We're going to start downtown. Hassayampa is the most expensive area. It's got amazing views. The Capitol Canyon Club is there. It's a country club with a golf course, clubhouse, all that. All the properties here have great views. Now over to the side of it, south of Copper Basin Road, is Mountain Club. And that's an older area. Most of the houses there are fairly old, one of the oldest developments in Prescott. West of downtown is also older, but it's got a lot of really interesting properties. Up here is Forest Trails. There are very expensive properties up here. They're all fairly new. They back up to the National Forest. Nice stuff. Here's the hospital and the high school. The cheapest part of town is older, and it's right here next to the high school. Downtown Courthouse is a mix of cheap and expensive, depending on what street you're at. East of downtown is also a mix of prices, mix of older and newer, and it's worth exploring. You should drive around up there. South of downtown has newer, nicer properties. It's got Hidden Valley Ranch, Hazley Homestead. They back up against the forest as well. Oak Knoll down here is in the pines. You've got to go down Senator Highway to get there. It's close to town, but it is in the forest. It's surrounded by forest with ponderosa pine. And here, this one over here is the ranch. They've got amazing views. It's basically on a hill. To the south and to the west is up the hill. The higher the elevation, the higher the prices, and the better the view. They've got a lot of nicer, larger homes. It's surrounded by the National Forest, but you don't get the ponderosa pine there. And up here in the middle is the travel reservation. Now we're going to go out west to Highland Pines up here and Deering Park below. These are all cabins in the forest. There are ponderosa pines. You are definitely in the woods out here. Snow might be an issue, but there's nothing like waking up in the middle of the pines. Now we're going to go up to North Prescott. This is a relatively newer area. It's not like 100 years old like downtown. On the west side, you've got Kingswood, Wildwood Estates out Iron Springs Road. Lower Williamson Valley Road is right up here also. It's getting a little rural out there. Larger lots, it's secluded. Here's Willow Creek Road. It's quiet. Larger lots, higher end, but not out of reach. You need to explore this area in here as well. There's not a lot of drive-through traffic. East of Willow Creek is more suburban, straight streets, smaller lots. It's an affordable area going down Rosser Street. Going east, we have Prescott Lakes. That's a very high-end properties in here. You see all this purple. There's a golf course, clubhouse, a lot of areas behind gates. These are larger, nicer, more luxurious homes. Smoke Tree Lane is down the middle. Some have some great views. Some are at higher elevations. Going north is Willow Lakes Estates, and this area is all manufactured homes. They're very affordable and they are close to the lakes. We're going to move north. On the west is Williamson Valley Estates and Longview Estates. They're very rural. They've got large lots and there's a lot of animals, a lot of horse property out there. North of that, Equestrian Estates and Granite Mountain home sites. These areas are very rural, a lot of animals, a lot of horses, views from the foothills. They're in the purple. There's some expensive houses out here. They're all on very large lots. The homes are very different from each other. There's some new ones, there's some old ones, there's large ones, there's small ones. It takes a little exploration to understand this area. In the middle is Pinyon Pines. These are higher end, they're nicer homes. They're very suburban lots. Up Highway 89 is the airport and the Antelope Hills Golf Course, which has some houses around it. Here's Granite Gardens and also Walden Ranch. Walden Ranch is brand new construction. Granite Dells Estates is over here, but we're going to talk about that a little later. Now going north out Williamson Valley Road, you're going to find Royal Oaks, and right above that is Granite Oaks, which is larger, newer, nicer homes. You can see the purple there. The yellow and green are up the middle close to the road, and the purple areas are farther from the road, so they can be a little more secluded and private. There's large lots everywhere here. This purple area up here is American Ranch. There's an HOA with large horse properties, large lots, large homes. They're very nice homes. Very nice clubhouse with a pool and tennis court and everything. It's behind a gate. These are very nice houses in a very nice community. Across the road to the east are large properties with no HOA. That means it's very rural. There's a lot of dirt roads here. These are large, nice homes with a lot of animals. There's a lot of horse properties with corrals and barns located here. Going north up Williamson Valley Road, you're going to see a lot of purple. It's farther from town. It's maybe 30 minutes away from shopping, but it's very secluded and private, and it's much quieter up here. There are a lot of horse properties. All of them have large lots with relatively large homes. All the homes here are relatively new. Williamson Valley Ranch is here. This is a very exclusive area up in Whispering Canyon, the Preserve at the Ranch and Inscription Canyon. These are all newer developments with very, very high-end luxurious homes. This very purple area is Talking Rock Ranch. These are all high-end homes. There's an HOA, there's a gate to get through, but they have their own clubhouse, they have their own store, a gym, a pool, everything you could want in this very exclusive neighborhood. It is one of the nicest luxury neighborhoods in the area. There's a bit of a hill here, and on the other side of it, to the east, is Highway 89 going right through the middle of Chino Valley. There's a lot of yellow and yellow-green here. It's pretty flat. We're not in the hills. Large lots. It's an older town. There's some old farmland here, very rural parts with dirt roads, but there's also some newer developments that are more suburban, and there are some very nice affordable homes here. And because it's affordable, it's growing quickly. This may be the place to get in early and watch your property appreciate. Going back down south on 89, we get to the area we just talked about, but I wanted to point out Granite Dells Estates. This is a brand new development with homes still being built. It overlooks the Dells and it's up on a hill, so you have amazing views. These are very nice, larger, nicer homes with a clubhouse and an HOA. The lots are smaller and it's more like a modern suburb. Now we're going east up to North Prescott Valley. This area started off with Pronghorn Ranch and Viewpoint here, but Copperfield is a new development to the west. Poquito Valley is to the north. Antelope Meadows is next to that with Coyote Springs to the east. Pronghorn and Viewpoint are normal suburban lots and homes, while the other developments tend to have larger lots up to 10 acres and modest homes. Some of the homes are more on the luxury end, with each home being different. There's purple colors sprinkled throughout, as you can see. There are various homes to spread out to the east on very large lots, and you can see how much purple there is. There are nice to very nice homes out here. Not a lot of trees, it's very flat terrain, but there are some very nice views for miles in the right locations. Now we're going south into Prescott Valley proper. On the north side is Highway 89 that runs east and west. On the south side is Highway 69 that also runs fairly east and west. Glassford Hill Parkway is the main north-south road with lots of shopping, restaurants, and other businesses. Most of the area is a nice yellow-green and is very affordable. There are a couple pockets of very affordable areas with smaller homes and smaller lots. Granville here is the largest development in the area with many newer homes but on smaller lots, very suburban. If affordability is what you're looking for, this and Chino Valley are the places to look. On the west side, you'll see this purple area. That's Jasper. It's a brand new development with a huge clubhouse and a lot of facilities, swimming pool, tennis courts, and all that. The homes here are on suburban-sized lots, and the style is very modern. You may or not like the style. They're built in the foothills of Glassford Hills, so some of them have very nice views. Between Prescott and Prescott Valley are some really interesting neighborhoods. We've talked about the ranch here, but this is Yavapai Hills. It's on a hill, and the higher you go, the better the views and the higher the price tag. Down the hill and next door is Diamond Valley. Lots of dirt roads in here, normal size lots, but a variation of ages and styles of homes. You might find a bargain in there. Across Highway 69 are some very rural style neighborhoods in Lynx Mountain Estates, but there are some very large, nice homes in there at the end of dirt roads. Large lots, a rural setting, but you can see all the purple that's going on there. Farther out west is the Prescott Country Club. There is a golf course, but it's an affordable one. It's not too far from town and shopping, and there are some very nice homes in here. It's pretty suburban. Farther down Highway 69 is Dewey Humboldt. This is a very rural community with large lots and more affordable homes. There are a lot of animals, a lot of horse property, a lot of open land around here. There's many different ages and styles of homes here, and there's a few purple areas sprinkled in through here. Now we're going back south of downtown, and this is the Prescott Pines in the Forest area. Ponderosa Park is a tight-knit community. It's smaller lots, but it's full of mountain cabins. Groom Creek here is flatter with larger lots and is very accessible from downtown going down Senator Highway. It's mostly affordable with some pockets of nicer homes. There's dirt roads and lots of forests. You'll see deer, coyotes, wild turkeys, and other wildlife. Spruce Mountain, on the other side of Senator Highway, is up a dirt road with some nicer homes at a very high elevation. Most of the homes here have very good views, some you can see for miles, and there's a few expensive homes. And finally, Walker. The closer to asphalt, the higher the price. There are some very nice luxury homes in here tucked away in the forest. There's also every other kind of mountain cabin you can imagine, from the very affordable on up. The ages of the homes can date back into the 1960s, but there's also brand new builds and everything in between. If you're looking for a log cabin at the end of a dirt road in the woods, this is the place to look. Nothing beats waking up and seeing ponderosa pines out your windows. And those are the neighborhoods in the Prescott area. We've seen from the cheapest to the most expensive, from the oldest to the newest, from the suburban city life to the country wildlife. Except for beachfront property or high-rise lofts, Prescott has just about anything you want. It is the best place to live. I hope that helped give you an idea of places that you might be interested in, places that might meet your needs. And if you want to see what the streets and the houses actually look like, I've created a bunch of neighborhood tour videos using a 360-degree camera that I mounted on my truck, and I drove up and down the streets in a lot of these areas. If you go to my YouTube channel and look for playlists, you can find them there pretty easily. And as always, if you're thinking about buying or selling property in Prescott or in any of the surrounding areas that you just saw, give me a call. I'll be waiting.